Mm-hmm.
I am the president of the Superstar Art Foundation, Superstar Art Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization
Mm-hmm.
specifically supporting artists' dreams. So we do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of nonprofit efforts when the COVID-19 just started in Wuhan, and we also do all kinds of forms to support artists, to helping their in their careers, okay, and improve themselves. And also,
Mm-hmm.
it's just 1 year time since the foundation is funded. So we are going to
Mm-hmm.
do our anniversary celebration by collecting the
Mm-hmm.
artworks that involves the
Mm-hmm.
humanities to express the voice of artists, our common
Mm-hmm.
desire of seeking for the world peace and the equal,
Mm-hmm.
human. And I would like to get
Mm-hmm.
your attention to communicate with you
Mm-hmm. That's
online.
great. That's great. Okay, thank you very much having me here today, Stanley, and for your Superstar Art Foundation. And it is a great privilege to have this conversation today. So I am from Sri Lanka. My name is Venerable Shantha Sobhana. I became a monk when I was 1988, and then I had the monastic studies in Sri Lanka. So then I learned meditation, and after that I start to travel. And so now in that journey I uh, went to many other countries, and so now here almost uh, 11 years in United States. So I have a center in Los Angeles and Shantiniketan Buddhist Center. So I teach meditation mainly and yoga, and other than that, martial art. So,
Okay. So you've been in US for 11 years. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Like,
So
so what makes you come to US? You started here or?
yeah, it's I used to travel in Asian countries, and then I was a few years in London, and then after that I just came for a visit here to Los Angeles and visit
Okay.
another Buddhist temple. But when I came here, that I felt like it's more comfortable, and there are a lot of people looking for teaching. So I thought this is a good opportunity. So then I decided to settle down here.
Yeah.
So far here, I teach.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people. You find a lot of people agree with your beliefs.
Yeah, here, the important thing what I see here, there are a lot of, seekers. There are a lot of people look, and we can see a lot of open-minded, people, and looking for the teachings. So that is a good place for us also to work, in that way.
Good. Okay. So because you are expressing the thoughts, and I have some questions for you, and hopefully you can
Yes.
give us the
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah. Sure.
How
Yes.
do you? I know a lot of young people, they want to be successful in this world, and how do
Mhm.
you interpret and understand the word success?
So the success itself, there are many ways when we look at the human history. Okay, so each and every person in this millions years old in human history, from Homo sapiens to today, each and every person looking for success. And when we look at the human history, in many occasions people reach to certain level with this material world. you know but when it comes to the true success itself, mean recognizing yourself, who you are. So
Yeah.
that is the most important thing. Why? Because it brings you kind of inner wisdom and the satisfaction. So that when you have that inner wisdom and satisfaction, so whatever you perform, it's going to become more successful. But when you don't have that inner clarity, inner understanding, you know, and so whatever we perform in this world, it's not going to become complete. So that's why when we look at the world today, you know, see how that what we experience, you know. So as a humanitarian worker, you know, this we living in a very beautiful time period. But at the same time, when we look at the world, where if this is the result of all our humanity, this is not good. You know, we have more opportunity to become better than this. How?
Yes.
So the very first thing, we have to recognize who we are. So when if the person able to recognize who I am, that what is my true nature inside me, that is the great success that he can achieve. Because
Yeah.
it start to make him a productive person, you know, for in any field.
Yeah. Become before you're making understand the success, you have to understand who you are. What's the best of
Who
you?
you are.
Mm.
Yes. Mm.
And how do you understand the meaning of a life, of a human's life?
So the meaning of life is itself, you know, that is each and every person looking for answer for that question, you know.
Mm.
But it, the very meaning of life is living.
Living.
Okay,
Yeah.
living. But most of us don't live. We have hope to live. We look
Mm.
forward to live,
Yeah.
you know. And so we trying to make many other reason to live. To when you have the life, you know, very meaning of life is living. You don't need any reason for that.
Yeah.
Just be completely who you are wherever you are, you know. And when you able to settle down that way, you develop the certain kind of contentment inside you. Hmm?
Okay. Yeah. So living is the basic demand
Yes,
of a life. Yeah. But
yeah,
as a
yes,
human being, you have the more, just
yes.
above.
Another thing is, we, yeah, from our culture, from our tradition, from our, you know, environment, that they push us to dream. Thing is this, moment, if I try to dream, I am disconnecting from life, very nature of life. Mhm. So that is why that disconnection happen everywhere. When you look at the world, this, you know, all over the world, there's a conflict, you know, that unbalance. Why? Because people, without having the connection themselves, we trying to build the outside. It's not going to happen. So as a Buddhist monk, you know, we have final destiny. That means attaining to enlightenment, you know, attaining to enlightenment, nibbana, ending of the samsara. But for as ordinary person, before we go to that kind of, you know, the deeper understanding, so the very the purpose should be ourselves to experience our this itself, this human life to the highest level without depending from our past or future experience. Okay, when you come to that moment, you know, there is no hope in you to live anymore. Because you,
What is the opportunity and the challenge you think we are facing right now?
yeah, thing is this, okay, when it come to today world, that the greatest challenge that we have, so our mostly this our we losing the value of humanity, you know, and the value of the wisdom and the value of the decency, you know, and we losing the value of the understanding each other, you know. So as human beings, we always need to harmonize each other to get into success, you know. So but the today what is happening, we slowly disconnecting little by little, little by little, from who we are. So for that, for that we have to be very careful, especially because that one thing is with the science and technology machines, it start to, we have no choice. It start to overtake our human life, rather than human connections. We become more comfortable with machines and technology. But at the same time, how we can get back to our true nature? When we become mindful, in that mindful state, we can understand the true nature of us. So mostly today, that people don't put value on people, and people need to understand we have to have self value ourselves. We have to understand we have responsibility as human, as people, and if with that responsibility, if we start to work, and we can come out of this situation. So otherwise, if the people start to disconnect each other, and because then we disconnecting from our true nature, our true humanity. So once we disconnecting from that, whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever we think, it anymore doesn't work, because when we have the connection with each other, that connection itself bring the love and compassion. So if we don't have the love and compassion, it doesn't matter whatever we bring to this world, it's not going to bring something good out of it.
So what do you think what's going to happen in the near future?
It's always this. It's always in our hand. Okay, it is our choice, especially young people. And during this time period, we have to understand, and the world slowly, little by little, and so getting disconnecting from the wisdom and the knowledge in the basic analysis. So especially this young generation need to understand, and they have to put certain effort on themselves to find a higher purpose for them, and then develop their life and uplift their life with good qualities, because the human life depend on qualities. When we don't have the qualities, so our life is just like animals. So we have to develop certain kind of the good qualities to uplift our life. So especially young generation, because nowadays the most of people, and they think nowadays a lot of get into this, they think this life is uh, the, living with this TikTok, making fun and doing fun, so having life. But that way we cannot have a better world. We have to think more bigger, we have to go more deeper, and when we look at our human history, our ancestors are, everybody sacrificed a lot for this world. So if we cannot bring this world as a better place, we fail. So it is our responsibility. Then we have to think ourselves what we do, and what we can do ourselves. We can do better than this. So how, as the next generation, how they going to behave if our generation going to become like this way, and what will happen? So then in the very first thing, as each and every person, we have to have good qualities within our life, and at the same time we losing good leaders all over the world, everywhere. We know it's very hard to find a good leader now, you know so young,
So what do you think people
sorry.
should do as a leader of a country?
So yeah, no, the thing is this, okay? When it come to a leader, especially when it come to the politicians, they have to understand, they are the one who caretakers, okay? They have responsibility and to build this world as together. So they cannot repeat the history. We are in this 2020. If we in this 2020, if we try to repeat the history, what the point? What is the responsibility within ourselves? No, we have to understand according to today, according to necessary conditions, things with the compassion and with the love, we have to make this place a better place for all living beings. So for the leaders, they have capability for that. They have all the facilities. Look at the world today, more than any other time. We have all the material facilities today, and more than any other time in human history. We have all these food and other necessary items in the world. And if today, if there is a person live without shelter, it is a shame. If there is a person hungry, poor, it's a shame, because we have that already within us. This is not the time we should experience that kind of things. If the leaders think about a little bit to do a service to the society, to thinking themselves rather than having a personal agenda, if they think about a little bit about the people, then they can change this place.
That's true. I think as the leader of a country, his responsibility is to take care the citizens
Yes.
in his
Yes.
country and make sure they live a better life.
Of course, that's why you become the leader. You become the leader for the people to to guide them and give the facilities and maintain them.
I saw the public message you made to the President Trump. I wonder what makes you to decide to make a public speech to President Trump.
Yeah, the thing is this, okay? After Second World War, the America became the role model for the world. Okay, so whatever the America does, entire world, follow that. So when it comes to leadership, that our president need to more be careful and understand. And on the thing is this, what I see, I hope he will hear this. Okay. Huh? He take so personal. When the situation come, he no need to take it so personal. Just be professional. And then he can do more better than this. He actually today he because according to his career, he can do better than this. And not only for America. If we think, oh, this is the the America is the great, it's just saying it doesn't work. No one going to believe just hearing that. That we have to show them. We have to show to the world. And not only that, it's ourselves even. We have to have integrity and satisfaction ourselves. When we do something, it should be, better for everyone. So he himself mostly in his during this time period, he a lot of things he takes so personally, and he don't understand he's the president. He act like Donald Trump. No, he need to act like the president. If we all the same, because if I personally start to act like my own mind, it doesn't know. I have to understand I am a monk. Even young person, when they get married, they have to understand as a husband and wife. When they have children, they have to understand they are as parents. So same like he need to get out of that personality, that the personal mindset, and he have to act like the president. Then it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Just to put himself in the position as a president mindset instead of
Yes.
personal.
Yes, that's the thing.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for expressing your opinion. I hope our voice will be heard by the public. And thank you for joining our interview.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me and giving me this opportunity. Okay. So,
And be safe.
okay, I
And
bless you. Okay.
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 Thank you.